With the release of Banjo Kazooie and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the creator himself of Banjo Kazooie is calling for a Crash Bandicoot styled remake. Let's discuss what he said right now.
I got hot sauce in my bag, swag.
A quick shout out to official Rayman fan. This is a fan art of Metal Duckles that looks like they made for me in like a spriting program or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, looks like Metal Duckles in like a Sonic Mania style game, and I'm loving this. Yes, if we can get Metal Duckles into a game, as in like a mod or something, that would be absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Anyway, hello there, beautiful human. My name is RidersDX. Welcome to my channel. Where today, obviously, Banjo Kazooie was released to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate last week, and it was kind of surprising. I wasn't expecting Banjo Kazooie to come to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate till like October or November, to be honest. So getting them in the beginning of September was really awesome. I'm glad we didn't have to wait too long for them, although I definitely was thrown by a loop. I wasn't expecting them so soon. So it's great that we got them, and I've been playing them a little bit so far in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and it's really fun. They're not the easiest character to play. Like, there's some things that like I'm still trying to get used to, but overall, I'm really happy to see them there. I'm really loving all the references that are in Spiral Mountain in particular. Like, I love Gruntilda. I love seeing 2D running in the background. Like, there's so many awesome things to dissect from all the Banjo Kazooie content that we got in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate now. And so it's just really great, and people are excited for Banjo Kazooie again. And of course, when people are excited for a franchise that's remained dormant for such a long time, there comes that question of like, well, what's next? And so, while there's obviously been tons of people talking about what's next for the franchise, we got a very special and interesting comment from the character creator of Banjo Kazooie, Steve Mayles. And so there was this article that he actually wrote himself that's put on a website that's called VGC. I don't know what it stands for. I know it stands for something, but he put out this article talking about how he felt about Banjo Kazooie being in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and it's a really cool read. So I'll leave a link in the description box below for you to check it out. There's a lot of really cool stuff he says about like the inclusion, but I want to highlight the specific portion of the article where he talks about Banjo Kazooie's future. And so here's what he had to say. Now they have returned in Smash, I've been surprised by the reception. Part of it is being away for so long, and a part of it is returning to a Nintendo console, and maybe just a small part because they are decent characters. It really is quite strange to see them back and looking very similar to my old high-res renders from 20 years ago. People tend to be Nintendo fans for life, and for Banjo fans, this is the characters coming home, even if it's just for a glorious one-off. Could the reaction of fans to Banjo Kazooie and Smash persuade Microsoft to make another Banjo game? The revival of Spyro and Crash went pretty well after all. I think a fairly safe way to gauge demand for a new game would be a remaster of the original two games. Then, if the interest is there, perhaps we could see Banjo return in a new, no-expense-spared game he and Kazooie deserve. And so, this is Steve Mayles directly calling for Microsoft to work on a Banjo Kazooie remaster. I know I said remake in the beginning, but they actually said remaster, so there we go. But either way, be a really awesome thing to see, and I think it's really great that we had the creator himself calling directly for that, because that's definitely going to drum up some support and make it even more obvious to Microsoft that this is something that people want, if it wasn't already obvious enough. I mean, come on, Microsoft, you literally need to be blind or hit by a rock to like not know that like this is something that people want. And Grant Kirkhope, who is the composer of Banjo Kazooie, echoed Steve's thoughts in this tweet. Banjo's creator, Winky Steve, is calling for a Crash Bandicoot style remaster. And so, obviously both of these men are very supportive of a return for Banjo Kazooie beyond Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and tons of fans are supportive of that as well. And so, to be honest, at this point, I don't really know what else needs to be done to like get Microsoft to know this and to actually like start the project, like get it going, like hire a team and get some of the original creators on board for consultation or even like direct development. Like, what needs to happen to make this a thing? If y'all have any thoughts on what that needs to be, then let me know in the comment section below, because while I am very excited that like Steve and Grant are speaking out so publicly about wanting Banjo Kazooie to come back, this is also a sign to me that like it's not currently happening, because unless there's the off chance that Grant and Steve are out of the loop and are not being told anything about the franchise returning, which I don't know, I guess it's possible, but I feel like since they're so into intertwined into like Banjo-Kazooie's history, like wouldn't they at least have access to like, you know, some members of the team, and wouldn't they be able to know that like something was happening? Because if they knew something was happening, then I don't think they would comment so publicly about this. I mean, I know they tend to comment publicly about a lot of things, but I think that's just because they're not really in the loop of what's going on with the franchise, because unfortunately they don't own the actual rights to Banjo-Kazooie. I mean, I'm sure if Steve and Grant did have access to the rights of Banjo-Kazooie, then they would start a remaster slash remake in a heartbeat. Like, clearly they see how impactful this return is, and clearly they see that like there's a lot of potential for Banjo-Kazooie in the future now with their return in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. But my question is, I'm not sure if Microsoft see that potential. I mean, I think they do, because they've made tweets before talking about the immense response of Banjo-Kazooie being in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but I'm not sure if they see the value in like remastering or remaking the first two games and even making like a brand new game. Like, they haven't shown to me, at least publicly, that they see the value and they want that to happen. And so I don't know what we need to do at this point. Like, do we need to start a petition? Do we need to like spam their Twitter accounts or something? Like, I don't know. I hope that they're at least contemplating it, because this is as obvious of a decision as like you could get. I mean, especially seeing how successful the Crash and Spyro remakes were, this is a no-brainer. Banjo-Kazooie is right up there with Crash and Spyro in terms of like legacy and iconic like properties to them. You know, Banjo and Kazooie are very, very famous, and there's a lot of fans that want to see them come back. And so I don't know, maybe Microsoft has a thing against remakes or something. I'm really not sure, but this is something that really needs to at least be contemplated within their office. And so I don't know, if you can leave your thoughts in the comment section below about what you think we need to do next, then let me know that. And then I don't know, maybe we'll just keep going with this, keep showing the support, keep screaming as loud as possible that this is something that we want to happen, and hopefully Microsoft will actually take the hint and get it going. And to just add evidence to like how big this demand is, a former Rare employee who's actually the creator of Conquer, I think his name is Chris Seaver, he also said that like the return of Banjo-Kazooie to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was inevitable. Well, not Super Smash Bros. Ultimate specifically, but like to a Nintendo platform. And so here's what he said. Seaver, who worked at Rare under both Nintendo and Microsoft for nearly 2 decades, told VGC that he feels Rare's classic IPs are better placed on Nintendo platforms, and that this is demonstrated by fan demand for Banjo-Kazooie's Smash appearance. It is significant, very significant, but it was also inevitable, he said, of the possibility that classic Rare IP could return to Nintendo platforms. You only have to look at the reaction to Banjo's appearing in Smash to see that this was purely a fan-driven thing, and fans are, if nothing else, a noisy and belligerent bunch. I mean, it's an abbreviation of fanatic after all. And so this point just really illustrates that this is a completely fan-driven thing. Like, there is no reason for Banjo-Kazooie, a franchise that's been dormant for over 10 years, to appear in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate besides enormous fan demand. And so there's definitely a demand out there, and I'm sure Microsoft is at least aware of it, because Nintendo approached them about bringing Banjo-Kazooie into the game, and Microsoft must have realized at that point, at least I hope that they did, that Banjo-Kazooie does have quite a fan base behind them, and they would support a remaster slash remake of the first 2 games along with a brand new game as well. So yep, that's pretty much everything I have for today. You know, there's just so much like built up evidence of people wanting this to happen, and you know, I'm just a little bit paranoid that like Microsoft doesn't see it. You know, I'm not a huge fan of Microsoft, so I don't know like how they go about like doing these things compared to like other companies. Like obviously Activision has been really good about like bringing back old franchises. THQ Nordic seems to be very in tune with the fans of the Battle for Bikini Bottom remake. I'm not sure if Microsoft has that same mindset with Banjo-Kazooie, and so that's why I'm a little bit nervous that like they don't really see the potential of this and are not doing it. And so scream as loud as you can, share this video with everyone, tweet it to Microsoft, let it be known that like we want Banjo-Kazooie to come back beyond Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Let's make this a thing. But okay, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe to my channel if you like videos like these, want to see more in the future, follow me on Twitter or Twitch, or join my Discord server, the Spongy Garden. Special shout out to Reese Gaming, Teen Rival Sonic Gamer, Blitz Productions, Andrew Coughlin, and Glitch Dolphin. These are my patrons slash YouTube members. If you'd like to become a patron slash YouTube member and get access to a whole bunch of different perks, then check out the links in the description box below. But alright, this is Riders, riding out.